You know, with Tony, he had such an opportunity, but then after France, just it wasn't going his way. So can you try to put a reason behind that?
Tony è partito, siamo partiti con una preparazione eccezionale e siamo andati veramente forte.
Cairoli crosses the line, he takes a checkered flag, another double moto win, and that is a big win for him as well.
Era un momento così, è andata un po' male, secondo me è stato un po' sfortunato.
Cairoli hits the gate. Cairoli down again, and Monticelli charges into him as well, and it has just gone from bad to worse for Tony Cairoli. He has to push, he has no choice. You can't just throw away a 31-point advantage. Tim Geiser, he has got back-to-back wins. Geiser gets a great jump coming into the turn, but they get ran wide. Oh! Cairoli's down! And he's gone down big! And Cairoli picks himself up, and he's banged his shoulder.
Non credo tanto poi alla fortuna, io, però chiaramente Tony è caduto una volta e l'ha pagata. Perché il problema della Lettonia è stata come conseguenza.
My father is not a guy that believes in things like bad luck, he was lucky, but it's true what he say, that one time that he crashed, something happened. Other rider maybe make much more crash and nothing happened.
Antonio Cairoli's final race of 2019 in Kagams, Latvia, was just the second Grand Prix for his teammate, defending champion Jeffrey Herlings, who spent the first 5 months of 2019 rehabbing a broken foot.
Despite his lack of fitness, race time, despite still feeling pain in his foot, the defending champ has showed up here. It's going to be the defending champion who takes his first race win in 2019.
Man, what a comeback. I mean, second race and you win it. Yeah, but boss, I can't do next heat. I broke my foot. I didn't know what to say. I said, you're joking? What? No, we really need to go medical. I have really big pain. So
yeah, and especially he didn't really mention it after the sighting lap.
He just told me, he said, Vale, that guy rode on my foot, now I have a lot of pain. I said, yeah, Jeffrey. I said, maybe, okay, you have some pain, but keep on going, no? Yeah, but I tell you, I have a lot of pain. I said, okay.
After the race, he knew he broke his foot.
Yeah, after when he crossed the finish line, he gave the bike and he said straight away, I broke my foot. The doctor in the medical center, he saw the race, and then a few moments later, he got Jeffrey in, then he saw the X-rays, and he says like, but is that the same guy that just won the race? It's hard to believe that it's true what I've just seen. As a thing on itself, it was really impressive, but it doesn't help us too much further in the season, of course.
With two of the sport's greatest riders on the sidelines, and the series approaching the historic sand trap in Lommel, Belgium, the door was open for riders like Glenn Koldenhoff to take their place at the pinnacle of the sport, and Belgian motocross icons like Joël Smets, Harry and Stefan Everts are looking to the next generation to revive the sport in their homeland. In October of 2018, racers from around the world gathered in the United States to compete in the 72nd Motocross of Nations. Among the three riders competing for Team Netherlands was Glenn Koldenhoff, who was having one of the best years of his career in the Motocross World Championship, but still had not reached the podium after 20 races.
From the shadows of the Notre Dame Gold Dome comes our leader. Glenn Koldenhoff has taken over the #1 spot here.
All year long, last year, I didn't get to the podium, not even once. And also my girlfriend, she also has to deal with all my disappointments. Getting then finally the 1-1 in MX of Nations in the USA, biggest race of the year. That was kind of like, the top.
Glenn Koldenhoff of the Netherlands. He has done it. He has won it.
While the win was a confirmation of Glenn's potential and an ideal motivator for his off-season preparation, his training for the 2019 World Championships was interrupted by a devastating setback.
The first 4 weeks, they were very hard because I had my back broken, something with my neck, a broken wrist. You basically can do nothing.
He had to stay a couple of days in the hospital, and every day we realized how bad that crash was. But the first thing when I came into the hospital, when he saw me, he was like laying on a bed and he couldn't move, and he was like, "Hey, what do you think? Can we make Argentina or not?" So that was, yeah, that's something that gives me a good feeling, because then I know he already, is thinking ahead. The past 4 or 5 years, he didn't miss any GP. He scored every weekend. He was like, okay, I want to be there no matter what.
Despite his various injuries in the crash, Glenn was able to get cleared and race the opening rounds of the 2019 World Championships. But without any off-season training, he was far off his usual pace and fitness, and was 12th in the championship after the first 3 rounds.
I've been only riding now for 5-6 weeks maybe. I missed all the base training and I'm trying to catch up, but it's hard. I still have pain during the night or after a hard race. It's still following me. On the other hand, you know, if I go lay on the couch for 2 weeks, it won't be better. So it looks like I just have to deal with the pain.
On top of his injury, Glenn has had the added struggle of working with the new race team and motorcycle, as he switched from factory KTM to the standing construct KTM racing team before the start of the 2019 season.
Hij blijft de motor hoger, maar je ziet hij veel meer bewegen. Bij die hielden de motor zo en je ziet die bijna niks doen.
We still get a lot of support from KTM, but you still need to set up things, you know, with engine, suspension. I all missed that because of my injury.
Fitness-wise, they have to prepare, but they have also put a lot of time to make the bike ready to go. So this is going to be a pretty hard season for him.
The riding is still not that great because of my back, my stiffness. I need to be more flexible, and with such a big injury I had, you know, you always question to yourself, like, am I going to be able to be as flexible as before, to be as fit as before? But I will be back, someday.
I'm born and raised in that little piece of open land what we have left in Belgium. I'm a country boy, I'm a forest boy. The sport has confirmed for me what I've been taught by my parents as a kid, and it might sound like a cliche, but it's hard work pays off. I've got my first motorcycle at the age of 17. Therefore, the only thing what I did was hard work. I said, okay, I will see where I get with that hard work. And it gave me back a lot, so that's a true cliche.
With its location in the heart of Western Europe and an abundance of challenging sand tracks, motocross thrived in Belgium from the 1950s through the 1990s, becoming a nation that produced multi-time world champions like Joël Robert, Roger de Koster, Harry Everts, Stefan Everts, and Joël Smets.
The fact that we were part of that motocross history really from the start and straight away produced champions, somehow that has always been a motivation for us as riders. Like I can remember when I watched Roger and Eric Geboers and Raymond Harp in the 70s, 80s, it was a real goal to be like them.
For Belgium, in my good days, I had a fan club and they would travel to all the GPs. There was buses going to England. I think we had 3-4 coaches driving up to England with fans for many years, from day one till my last day. And those people I still see today on the track who's going to see Liam.
We've been waiting for more than a decade for a new world champion, and it doesn't look like it's gonna happen this year or next year. Apart from Jago, there's only left Liam, and that's why we all Belgians in the paddock, we just surround him because we wish him so bad to become good and to win championships.
Wie is verlegen, Liam?
Ja, die liep echt weg. Die vond dat kei erg. Ik vond dat niet leuk.
Dat zal wel komen binnen een paar jaar, maar laat nog maar even wachten.
With 4-time world champion Harry as his grandfather and 10-time world champion Stefan as his father, many in Belgium see 15-year-old Liam Everts as the future hope of their nation's motocross community, as Belgium has never needed a world champion more than it does in 2019. In the 1960s, there were 60 motocross tracks open for training in Europe's historic battleground nation. But due to increasing government mandates, that number has now dropped to 6, and LOMMEL is the only one capable of hosting a Grand Prix.
There was so many tracks here, and they're all gone. They just took them all away from us, and that breaks my heart because I've been traveling around the world for 18 years, having the Belgian flag on the podium, and what we get back now, nothing. I got my own statue in my hometown. We had our own track. NEEROETEREN, yeah, was a local club. They did a lot for the sport, and when I was winning, they were all there, the politicians. And 2 years later, they took away the track. It was over. So they can take away that statue if they want. Just bring back the motocross track.
Often sport lives with its superstars, and motocross definitely needs them as well. People in Belgium are watching motocross way less than back in the days from Stefan and myself, because at the moment we are lacking that superstar.
Nou, je hebt goed gereden. Dus alleen die eerste 3 ronden had je zo stijf rond. Waarom ging het niet in het begin?
Een beetje gefrustreerd. Toen begon ik een beetje flow te krijgen.
Ja, maar goed, want zo had je de reeks niet kunnen uitrijden dat je de eerste rondes reed. Ja, maar je deed het goed, hè, maar het enige wat je fout deed, je moest helemaal in dat gat springen. En je sprong altijd maar half. En dan Kai die reed diezelfde lijn, maar die sprong in dat gat. It's really not easy for me because what I've built up, I have a lot of experience and I know how to do it, but it's not easy to transform that to a 15-year-old boy. I see things, I tell him things, and when I see him making mistakes, I get upset, you know. I've got some help outside. We are working now with a sports psychologist. It's a new situation and I need to adapt to it, and I need to come to his level and try to be supportive in the best possible way to him.
The name, it's a big weight on your shoulders, but what I'm working for, I want to achieve where I can be and take the best out of it every day. I was quite nervous coming into this one, but I can tell you this is a damn good feeling when you come to the tabletop or something and you hear them scream. Even if you're in a 125, you can hear it. It's so cool. There's no feeling like home. I said on the start to myself, you're home, this is your place, just have fun, you know it.
When he's relaxed, he's riding really well, and I can see, you know, he's got the right DNA, he's got our DNA, and he's got the passion, and he's got all the right ingredients. It's tough, but when I go for something, I want to go for the best. Yeah, future will tell how far we will get.
For hope that motocross can thrive in modern Europe, Belgium may need to look no further than the unprecedented success and motocross growth that riders like Jeffrey Herlings, Tim Geiser, Jorge Prado, and Antonio Cairoli have brought to their respective countries.
Italy, the people are there, They just want to touch me as like, I don't know, I am the god of something, I don't know, but they put the kids, touch the arm of my kid and maybe we'll become,
touch the belly of the pregnant.
the belly of my wife, because maybe we'll become, a racer. My picture on top of the bed, on the sleeping room. Of course, they put also a lot of pressure on you because, they are always there and they say, okay, you have to win for us, you have to win for, for my wife, you have to win for the kid, and kind of difficult, but nice.
Here is your race leader, Jorge Prado, dancing to his own tune yet again on the Red Bull KTM.
Well, now I'm the best rider in Spain in motocross, so every result I make, it also brings Spain to another level. Winning the MX2 World Championship last year, and that always will help motocross grow in a country like Spain that it's not so famous. This year, for example, motocross in Spain is getting bigger and bigger. The championship in Spain is getting bigger and bigger.
It's a financial expensive sport, and in Holland there's pretty much money involved. And I've been speaking a lot with the Dutch Federation. I've been telling what I think about it, and luckily they have pretty big business, and they're pushing a lot, they're investing a lot of money, like hundreds of thousands of euros of money in the kids, so they're doing a really good job. Only positive, yeah.
With Herlings injured, Koldenhoff was the top racer from Holland in the 2019 Motocross World Championships. And after Cairoli was injured, he became the top-ranked KTM rider as well. For some, Glenn's move to a satellite team after riding for the Red Bull KTM factory race team, the most successful team in the paddock, could be viewed as a step backwards. But Glenn, his former managers, and current team members have been working to make the transition something that pushes him forward.
Hier is het wel, als jij de bocht in rijdt, is dit soms, zie je, bij die andere is hij dan lager.
Dan moet hij iets aan die niveau veranderen, dat hij dan nog meer van voor omhoog blijft. I feel like, I've been very, very hard on the team, and the beginning of the season it was all negative. I'm a hard guy and I always give 100%, but every single one in the team I expect to be on 100% as well. And my suspension guys, like, they still have got all families and all that, so they get tired of me,
We did not have in mind a few years ago that Tony was still gonna be this strong and this motivated at this stage of his career. But Tony stayed on that level. Jeffrey became the guy we were all expecting he was gonna be. So we had the two biggest champions of the class in-house. Do we want to have also the third biggest champion, who Glenn eventually could become? Looked like a good solution that we could keep him kind of on board on KTM machinery. He's gonna be up front again, that I'm quite convinced, because he hasn't lost his work ethic or anything like that.
At round 14 in Belgium, Glenn reached the podium for the first time in 2 years, and then for the next 4 rounds, delivered the best string of results in his career.
Well, is it Koldenhoff this time around? I think it might be. Another fastest lap for Koldenhoff, 1:37.0, no one else even close. So then Koldenhoff wins the Grand Prix here in Italy, a perfect day.
The team is great. I have a 2-year deal with them, but maybe I want to sign for 3 years more. That sounds good to me. I have to speak with the boss.
Although it took him 8 months to fully recover from his crash and adapt to the new team, Glenn and Standing Construct finished the season with 5 podium finishes in a row, including 2 wins and a 3rd in the championship race.
To all the Dutch bicep boys, dat is goede handel.